Alright folks, today we have a 2003 Nissan Altima SE with the 3.5 liter V6 motor. And let's start it up. Alright, as you can see, there's no lights on. The trunk deck light on, the trunk open light on, is on because the trunk's open. Because I'm going to go through with the car. So that's, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and let's zoom in on our mileage here. 182,462 miles. Okay, so again, 2003 with 182,462 miles on it. All right, now let's go over some of the equipment here. First thing we can start with is, there it is, our power mirrors. All right, as you see, that one works just as it should. Let's swing it over to the other side. And you see that one moving as well. Alright, and now the windows themselves. All the way down, all the way up. And then the rear window. Okay, and we'll swing it around here to our other rear window. And of course the driver's side. Alright, there they are. Our wipers. You can see our wipers going here. And horn. Okay, and as you can see on the steering wheel, it does have, this side is for the radio and cruise control on this side. Alright, and speaking of the radio.
Bank's free business advantage checking. 1,000 free transactions a month, cash back.
Yes.
Alright, you see the radio works just as it should. It does also have a CD player. I do not have a CD, so I can't really check that one out. And our heat... Alright, well, we'll let that run for a little bit, but I know the heat works pretty good in this car. Okay, and there you see it's an automatic, and your parking brake is here. This is something that I know a lot of people need for when they're teaching a young driver to drive. This is one thing you have to have when you do your driving test. So maybe that's something you want to keep in mind if you're looking for a car for a first-time driver. As you see, the dashboard's in pretty good shape. Yeah, and that's it. That's all for equipment. So it's got some decent level equipment, but it's obviously not fully loaded. So, it's, like I said, a good car for a first driver. Okay, and let's check out the motor now. Alright, and there it is, the V6 3.5 liter motor. Alright, all I'm going to do now is just be quiet and put the camera down by the motor and let you listen to it. Alright, and you'll see when we drive this car, this is a good running car, runs good, drives good, it shifts well as well. So, when we take it on test drive, I'll give you guys a look at that. Let me make sure this is closed. Alright, so next thing we're going to check out is our tread depth on our tires. As you see, nice alloy Nissan wheels all the way around. Alright, and our tread depth on our front tire is about 6/30 seconds on the front tire. And on our rear tire here, get this in the tread. There it goes. Alright, and about 8/30 seconds on the rear tire here. There's the trunk open, like I said. Okay. And we have, it looks like 9/30 seconds on this rear tire. Okay. And about 7/30 seconds on the other front tire. So that's your tread depth for you. Alright, now let's have a look at the interior. Again, there's a look at the dashboard, nice and clean. It's not all busted up. And your middle console. Passenger seat, all cloth interior. And a look at the floor mat here. Our door jambs. Okay, and the door panel itself. And then the door jamb on this side. That's actually the door, not the door jamb. Alright, you see it's nice and clean. There's no signs of any corrosion or anything. Okay, let's have a look at the back here. Here's our back seat. Okay, and the floor, as you can see, this thing looks like it's been stretched out. It used to be a pocket that was up like that, so if you want, you could probably cut that out if you didn't want it hanging there. Okay, and the door jamb. Alright, right into the wheel well, and then the door panel itself, nice and clean. And then the door. Again, nice and clean, no corrosion there. Alright, so let's get to the trunk here. Alright, as you can see, good amount of space in the back here. And I believe we have, let's see if I can get this thing up here. Okay, and your spare. That looks like a temporary spare there. Okay. Alright. And then here's a shot of the trunk deck itself. There you go. And as you see, not any corrosion there. Alright, so there's our trunk. Alright, well, swinging around to this side. I will say, as you can see here, this door handle is broken off, but you can still open it. So if it's something you want to replace, that's up to you, but the door still does work and function as it should. It's just the handle makes it a little more difficult. Alright, and there's this seat. And the floor, and again, this one's actually how it's supposed to be, just a pocket in the back. It's not ripped down the sides. And our door jambs. Alright, and there you go. And here's our door panel. And the rear door on the driver's side, nice and clean. Alright. And there's one thing I forgot to show you guys, so we're going to hop in here real quick. We do have a nice sunroof, so I'm going to open that up. There's the vent. I don't know if you can tell. Alright. Now we're going to open it all the way up. Okay, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of the headliner right here where it goes in, falling down, but overall, most of the headliner's intact. And now let's close it up. Okay, and we can close that. And we can check on our heat here. Alright, feel that blowing in nice and warm. Okay, right here. Okay. Alright, so let's have a look at our driver's side. There's your steering wheel. Like I said, it does have the cruise control and the radio control on the wheel. And driver's side seat, which is in pretty good shape. And the floor mat. Power seats, which is a nice option to have. Alright, you can see that moving. Okay, up, down, forward, or backward and forward. And then the door jambs on this side. Alright, and then our driver's side door panel. And the door itself, as you see down low, nice and clean. Alright folks, now let's have a look at the exterior of the vehicle. As you can see, the paint is nice and shiny, good silver. There's a couple scratches and other things, but overall the body looks really good. So let's have a closer look now. Here's our front fender here. You see, nice and shiny. Going up top to the roof. The roof is a little faded. You see a little more scratching on the roof. And then definitely back here, it's the paint's a little faded. You know, but overall, it's still in pretty good shape. You know, it's not coming off. There's not any exposed metal or anything. All right, so let's have a look at our driver's side door. It's just nice and clean and shiny. No dings or dents or scratches there. There's a little scratch there, and then there on this side of the door, or on this door. This is the rear door on the driver's side. And again, handle's missing, but it's still pretty easy to use. A little fading right here, right up here. Okay. And again, it's a little faded on the top of the trunk, not nearly as bad as the roof, but you know, overall, you know, it still looks really good. You can see in the sun how shiny it is. And then down low, there's our 3.5 SE V6 Altima. Alright, let me give you a shot underneath here, because I know a lot of people like to see underneath the car. Okay. Alright, and coming around on this fender here, let me back up and give you a... There's a spot right here, it looks like it was repainted a little bit. Must have had a little rust bubble or something there. There's the roof again. And the rear passenger door on the passenger side is in pretty good shape. And our driver's side door, or passenger side front door, sorry. And you see a little scratch there. And it looks like a little ding right there. A little paint on that. Okay. There's our wheel well, and then our trunk, or not our trunk, our hood lid. It's nice and clean and shiny. Maybe a little scratch right there. Alright, nice clear headlights. And as you see, the front of the car looking good as well. So overall, you see the body on this car is really sharp looking. So next thing we're going to do, one more thing. For our New Jersey residents, it's got a 17 inspection, so you still have really just over a year left before you have to get the car inspected again. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is take it out on the road and give it a quick test drive. Alright folks, so now we're going to take this car out for a quick test drive. This is the 2003 Nissan Altima. Okay, it starts right up even after it's been running for a little bit. And I'm just going to pull out, accelerate up to about 50 miles an hour, and just be quiet and let you listen. And there we are, all the way up to 50 miles an hour, no problem. And as you can see, we're tracking pretty straight right down the road here. Hands off the wheel, nice and straight. It rides really smooth. I don't really hear any road noise. And it's shifted smooth all the way up through, you know, all the gears up to about 50 miles an hour. So let's go up here and turn around before we get to the traffic guy. Stop our traffic here. Alright guys, I'm going to do the same thing on the way back. Just be nice and quiet and let you listen to the motor. right, all the way up to about 50 miles an hour, no problem. Plenty of power, shifts good, you know, rides nice and smooth. Okay, so what we're going to do up here now is if I'm going to pull off to a lot of cross from us and just give it a nice firm brake check. And there's some loose gravel and things, so that'll really show you how the car handles a nice brake check. Okay, and then hands off the wheel. Alright, and as you can see, the wheel wasn't pulling one way wildly. You know, the car didn't really jerk one way right to the right or left. You know, so that's normally a good sign. Shows that everything's working as it should. Okay. And through the puddle, just clean this car. It's nice and clean, and all the rain we're having, just right through a big puddle. Oh well. Alright, so that's it. Like I said, runs and drives really smooth, shifts well, and plenty of power as well. So if that's something, you know, you're worried about, no problems here. Alright, so let's give it one last once over. Alright, there's our mileage. Let me zoom in for you. 182,464, 182,464 miles. Okay, and again, it's a 2003 Nissan Altima. With 184,000 miles. It's got a good New Jersey State inspection sticker until next year. And you know, the body's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of fading on the roof, and there are those two spots on the left side of the car. Other than that, it's really sharp looking. Nice, clean, shiny paint, not really any dents, and there's no exposed metal or rust or anything. You know, so it's a really good looking, good running little car. Alright, folks, well, thanks for watching, and we hope to hear from you soon.